Perfect. Okay, so here's a tip. I usually like to be up there so you just get the sound of the crowd, and you get the sound of the game, and it's kind of fun. If there's something, like if you were to be in here, and let's say some person comes walking in and is like dropping F-bombs, you know what I mean, like not saying something inappropriate, you can mute it, but you have to mute both. So you have to mute normally they should both be on, but if by chance you have to mute it for whatever reason, you mute it there. And I made the mistake of one time thinking it just must be the mic and the aux is what's taping, but because the phone is actually what is videotaping, the mic comes through the phone, so if you don't have the phone off too, the stuff comes up. So I had a mom that was not me, but a mom that was saying her opinion, and it wasn't very nice, and so it shouldn't have been on the stream, and I felt bad. So always make sure it's both of them are muted.
And so something I can take a picture of?
Yeah, you can actually keep that.
Oh, okay.
So I brought this little thing. You can put it in here. So also, if by chance you ever get like logged out, well actually if you want to stop the stream, you can. You know what, actually I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to see how long I can keep it going, because the football, it lasted like 20 minutes and then it kicked it off. So I'm just going to see if it kicks me off. Like maybe there's some sort of time. You know how they had network issues over the summer?
Yeah.
Like webs, like a breach of whatever.
So you haven't done any this year yet? Okay.
No. So I got new credentials, and like my guy at district like knows what I do, so I trust him. Like he's the one that got me all hooked up last year. But I haven't personally streamed this school year, so I don't know if they have like some weird thing with their network that after 30 minutes they're like, oh, you're using too much bandwidth, and they're like kicking me off or something. I don't know. I emailed them today to make sure that I should be good, but I haven't heard back from them. So yeah, so you can keep this. Oh, and if you ever get logged out of the YouTube account, it should be up on Greg's, on Mr. Gilbert's laptop, and you should be able to do the YouTube just like we did with my account. But here's the login and the password for the YouTube account if you were to somehow be logged out of it. So let's keep this going. You can have this. I would just put this in Greg's backpack. I think Greg might actually have this. Do you have this in your backpack? No. Alright, I thought it is. Okay. So you can have that. I'll show you. So we'll go here.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use this until next week when we're home. Because tomorrow is the only home game of this week, and then we're down there while they're up here.
Okay.
And then next week we're home like almost all week. So.
Oh, great.
Well, I should be doing this.
Okay. Your tripod with Greg can spider. Like you can lower it, so it would be able to shoot out of here. But there's just people in here, and they're like, "Oh, I ordered Jimmy John's," and like there's just I like being up.
Yeah.
That's just my preference. You might want to bring an umbrella if it's hot, not because it's hot, but because it's hard to see the screen when that sunlight is blazing straight on it.
I don't want to take it to away games because that's just weird carrying an umbrella.
Yeah. So what I do with this, and Greg's, the tripod he has a little bit different. I always stand. You wouldn't have to because yours is a true tripod, so you don't have to worry about the foot. I always hold it with one hand and steady it with the other, because when you do this with one hand, even if with the tri, you still get some movement. So I always steady it with one and stream with the other. I focus every so often because it's tracking the movement, but it may not be focused like true clarity on what you want it to be. So every so often I touch it and then I just go back to auto. When they're doing, the warm up and they're having a huddle before the game, I kind of shoot it down a little bit and I zoom in like on the team when they're all like putting their arms together or doing whatever they're doing.
And I read on there, you typically recommend starting 15 minutes before game. Like while they're warming up, probably. Is that what you're talking
Yeah, and then like they're usually warming up on the side of the field. So I just usually put it on our team warming up. Like I don't worry about the other team.
And you set this all up. When you take this all up first and set it up there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it just gives me peace of mind because for some reason, like the minute it doesn't work, if like the game's getting ready to start, it makes your heart beat fast and you're like, oh my gosh, like what? And it just makes you make mistakes and you don't really think clearly when you're trying to be stressed. So I usually just started it ahead of time and just make sure it goes quick auto.
So is the recording on, like, let's say we're recording on the iPad, does the video go on the iPad or does it go straight to YouTube?
So when you're streaming live, it just goes straight to YouTube. So it doesn't take up space on the iPad. Yep. But it sucks the juice. So you have to have this. You have to have the iPad plugged in. So this is providing the power for the phone, so it doesn't drain. And this is providing the power to the iPad or to the laptop, so that doesn't drain. So you have to have both things plugged in, because you have. It's crazy. So like when you're Facebook live streaming, it's just pushing out to Facebook Live. But the Facebook Live person who's watching it, they don't have the capacity to stop or fast forward or rewind it. You know, when you're watching a live, like it's just live. Until the whole video footage is done, you have the ability to like go back and rewatch it. When it's live, it's live. So it doesn't take a whole lot of buffering to just get out the signal of the live. With YouTube, because the difference in frames per second and the difference, so Facebook Live I think is only like a 160 resolution, where this can go up to high definition. Like this can be 1080. Okay, so like if I go, let's see, let's just go to one of my past live streams, and I go to settings, quality. Okay, so this was shot from an iPad, and I can go up to 720 pixels. Okay, from Facebook, if you're on Facebook, like you're only getting like 144. So the buffering for YouTube to push out with being able to start, stop, rewind, the high definition, like all that stuff, it takes a lot more oomph to get that signal out than Facebook Live. So that's why the connection with Wi-Fi is so important. So people are like, oh, well you could just stream from the data on the iPad or the phone. I mean, they're out of their mind. Yeah. Like it takes so much to get out. It's just, nobody really understands how much data it takes. Not data that's like being stored on the phone or the iPad, but just how much data and information is being put out. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like if I go to my channel, let's switch. Go this. So all of my stuff I shoot on, I use this setup. So this is what I do for all of my daughter's soccer games and basketball.
How do you do it out at the soccer field?
So when I'm like out at Slice and stuff, I can't get Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So I videotape on my phone and then I upload. Okay. So if you go to my channel, all of my soccer games are uploads. All of my live streams are from gyms or Park Rock gyms, because now that I have the credentials for here, when I walk into Crestview or Ellisville Elementary or Eureka, my credentials work. So on a Saturday when Trevi's playing basketball, if I just bring my laptop, like I'm straight on. So I can do this.
Did you say Parkway too?
Because it's Park Rock, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we share Wi-Fi with them?
No, I'm sorry. I have Parkway credentials because I shot basketball at all the. So every school that basketball played at, I had to go through this whole process with their network. So I got to know every IT guy in every district. So my Parkway credentials work and my Rockwood credentials work, but they're two different sets of credentials. But if I go to like so this is a game from last night, and it was all shot on my iPhone.
I heard you guys are Norco champs. Right?
Yeah. So yeah, see this from my phone goes up to 1080.
Yeah.
But the iPad's only going to do 720.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Trevi. She just fell. She got taken out. Look at that. Can you see that?
Yeah, I did. Looks bad.
Her hip's a little sore. I can't what time that was at because I didn't know. It was right there. 1:22. So I just get moms because I take pictures. Like pictures is my passion. So I take still shots of all the action shots.
Oh, okay.
And then I get one of the moms to volunteer. So I set this up. I don't do the laptop. And I have a mom do this for me. I'll stream it. I thought it was just here. Wasn't it just? Oh, here it is. So there's Trevi. She's 13.
I was with Tristan today in city council, and we were the only two boys in the room. Like the other 40-something were
Girls.
girls.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, really?
And I don't know if he already told you, but homecoming's gonna be outside today, and you can imagine their anger, and they're all like, "Why can't we do it inside? Why can't
Did
we
they
do
just
this?
tell
Why can't
you
we do
that today?
Yeah. Like Dr. McCallum's making it. It's either outdoors without mask or indoors with mask, but you kind of know how that's gonna work. So she says that's not. It's an option, but it's not an option.
So where are they holding it?
In the front,
Like in the parking lot?
in the plaza, like right when you walk in with the Rockwood Summit thing up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The
that's.
whole homecoming dance is gonna be on the concrete sidewalk.
Yeah, and then like it's gonna be $10. So even all the girls are like, no one's coming. You guys know that, right? And the Mr. Castle was like, yeah, but we're still gonna have to do it.
Man, it's
Yeah.
such a tough.
They're
thing.
trying to. I mean, close to the end, they're like, okay, well we can start planning for this, I guess. But they were so against it at first, and Tristan and I were just like quiet because we don't really care
Did
that
they
much.
have a meeting during Falcon time?
About flex time, yeah.
Flex time. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Aw.
boys are typically less caring of that. And we're both of us are just kind of having our own little conversation about other things. And they were just all screaming about it. And we're like, okay.
Aw. Well, I'm glad they're doing something, but yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of sucks.
It does. But yeah, like you said, it's something. It's that or nothing. So a lot of them want it at least on the field. And he's going to go propose that today. But
Oh, that's a good
that may
proposal.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that might be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Good photo ops.
Yeah. And then we're also like low on a budget. We have like $6,000 to spend in our whole, not on homecoming, but like out of all things, like everything Stuco. We only have $6,000 in our Stuco bank account, and some of the girls want to buy like $1,000 direct decorations, and Mr. Castle's like, no way.
Who's
That's
the
a-
sponsor?
Mr. Castley and Miss
Okay.
Millhouse.
All right.
Miss Peroni backed
wait.
out of this year.
I think Tristan had him as a teacher last year.
Probably, yeah. He teaches geometry, so he probably did.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't, because I was taking GIC, so.
Alright.
Yeah.
So fun. Alright, so live streaming. We're still going strong. Still says excellent connection. 1.2% drop frames, which is totally fine. Anything under 3% is good. We're still at 60 frames per second. We've been live for 13 minutes. This still says excellent connection, so that's awesome. I'm gonna go here. Switch my account. So once you open up Google and you know you're in your account, you can just click the waffle and go straight to YouTube.
Okay.
And then you
Was
gotta
there a
switch
different
it.
channel for Rockwood? I saw two Rockwood Summit soccer pages. Is there a different one for boys or?
No.
Okay. I may have saw it for
Hold on, I'll look. No, there's not one for boys.
Okay. I just saw two
So,
different logos.
so that's
Okay.
athletics. So this was my basketball channel.
Okay.
So this used to be named Rockwood Summit Boys Basketball, but Mitch asked for me to switch it over to the athletic channel because he wanted to try to stream football, like everything. But there's really nobody here that knows how to do it other than me. So I don't think they're really streaming anything else.
Yeah.
And I told Greg, I said, well, because we did the soccer channel last year, and I said, okay, Mitch has Rockwood Summit Athletics now, which is my old basketball channel. But like, I don't know what's going to happen with that because I don't know like who's going to be in charge of it, or like if he's just going to like give the username and password out and they have to like figure out how to do it themselves. Like, I don't really know what the plan is. So I was like, you can keep streaming it to your soccer channel and just you do you, or if you want to be part of the whole athletic channel. But right now the whole athletic channel if you go to it, is still just my basketball. And then I streamed one wrestling tournament for them. So this is the athletic channel, which is formerly the basketball channel. Oh gosh, see, you gotta keep always making sure you switch. Okay. So here's my Rockwood, this is my basketball channel, but now it's called Rockwood Summit Athletics. So if you go to it, we have over 1,000 subscribers. If you go to playlists, I did one swimming meet. I did a weekend of wrestling tournament. We tried to do football Friday night. I just set it up, but I had to leave because Trevi had a game, and a dad tried to do it, but it wasn't successful. And then I streamed 47 basketball games,
Wow.
which was a lot. But yeah, there's a ton. And these used to be categorized by freshman, JV, varsity, but then when I had to switch it to the athletic channel, I just put them all in basketball. But I mean, all the way from November, December, January, February, like we shot, oh, and then there's their end of the season video. So yeah, we shot a lot of basketball. So it's the Rockwood Summit Athletic channel, but it's still kind of pretty much just the basketball channel. I'm not sure what their plan is, but, and then, so let's go here, and we'll go, okay, so what you saw, 2 channels. So Rockwood Summit, so if you have a Gmail account, you can basically like open up a YouTube account. So this is the Rockwood Summit like Gmail account, but I did not tie the channel to the actual account. What I did is what they call, it's called a brand account, and that is like its own entity. Like it's through this Rockwood Summit Gmail, and it's the Rockwood Summit soccer channel. But let's say if in 3 years, like I'm not here and Greg's not here, and like you want to transfer the channel to like a new regime of people, you would have to give up your email and everything in order to do that. By creating it as a brand account, which is what I did, it's underneath Rockwood Summit Soccer, but it's its own brand account. And if I wanted to transfer this to a different Gmail owner, I could. You know what I mean? So you see 2, that's just the Gmail account, and that's really the one with the subscribers is the channel. It's kind of one and the same for our purposes. One doesn't have subscribers because I didn't actually make a channel for the Gmail. I just created a new brand account underneath the Gmail, and that's where all the subscribers are. I know it's kind of confusing. It's just so it could be transferred later. Because like, well, I just thought it was better because, you know, sometimes people change and you move and...
Yeah, you're not going to do this
yeah,
for 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, well, and maybe like, because some people would use their regular Gmail account. I created a new Gmail account that like wasn't Christine Guest to do this, so I probably really didn't have to do it in this situation, but I did just to be safe. All right, so let's go back to your channel. We'll go to Rockwood Summit Soccer. All right, we're gonna go to home. Oh gosh, I'm gonna go to my channel. Okay, so we're still
streaming from.
Yep.
Okay. So you can go out of it and it'll.
As long as you're in a new window.
Okay.
You just got to keep that window going, and you got to keep OBS going, right? Because OBS is the brains. So as long as this is going, it's shooting to that stream key, and that's still going on. But you can, and so what I often did is I would often go to a new window, and I would go to YouTube, and I would just go to my channel like I'm Joe Schmo, like not on the back end, because like this is the back end, right? Like this is the back. I would go to the main channel page, and here you would see Live Now, where it has the red box, and I would click on like what Joe Schmo end user could see, and I would click on it, and I would actually have the game running in YouTube for real to kind of just see what was happening. So I had the back end here, and I'd have the real live stream going on here.
So which one do you keep up? You keep up the back end? I mean, the wall you're up there.
I keep up the back end so I can see this.
Okay, and then you'll eventually. So you're saying you sometimes go to the other.
Yeah, but sometimes I would just click on the other one
just to check.
Okay. You know. But I pretty much always kept this on and made sure I and you don't have to like study it, you know, because you're up there doing this. But I would keep it open, and I could just always see the green and the drop frames. Averaging 1% here is rock solid. Like, that's the best you're gonna get. It's pretty much never zero. It's zero for like the first minute, and then I think the network catches on to you like, okay, you're sucking up too much juice. And it kind of ups, because you know how they prioritize who's doing what in the system. So we're still streaming. So we're at 20 minutes. Hasn't dropped us yet. That's good news. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. Thumbnail. So from the channel. You go to manage videos. And you go to live. So see, that's showing that it's live now. You can do it two ways. You can just stream the game, and when you just stream the game, it's going to show up like my channel did with Trevi's games, that just showed a picture, like it just picked its own thumbnail from the game. Which is fine, because it shows a soccer field, and you can usually see the two colors, the two teams, and it's kind of identifiable. So after the game, if you want to, you can go in here, and you can click on the details. These are all like post games, right, that we've already done. You can click on the details, and you can go here. Oh, this is unlisted. And you can click on the three little dots, and you can click change, and you could pick that you have made or I've made and I've sent to you or whatever. So you can pick like whatever JPEG you want, and you can change the thumbnail here by clicking on the three dots. If when you're creating your stream, so if you go to create and you go to go live, and you're like setting this up for the first time at a new game. Oh, see, because I'm already live, it's not letting me go in and go live. So it just basically brought up the other.
I may just have you do that, because all the time on the home games, we're never going to get out early, you know that.
Yeah.
So like the time I'm out of school, I drop my stuff in the locker, and then I get out of here, I got to get up there, set everything up. I'm not going to, I don't think I'm going to have time to.
I don't think it's anything to worry about.
Yeah.
So like, it'll end up just looking like this, and I can upload like the cute one later. I don't even worry about it for my personal channel, because I mean it's just like 12 parents that subscribe. Like I don't care. It'll just end up looking like that. It just picks a thumbnail, and it's fine for me. Like I did. Like if you go to my playlist, I did for a while do it. Like I made a couple of cute ones, but then I got lazy, and I'm like,
okay. Trevi.
So his name's Sean Walsh.
Okay.
So I don't know if you know Anna Walsh, who plays at SLU.
Yeah.
She's like a 5-foot dynamo.
Yeah.
So
little sister on the team, or is
her little sister's on the team. So Anna there's 3 girls in the family. One's older, and then Anna's the middle, and then Ella is a 8th grader.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. So all these little 8th graders were playing at different clubs. So like Trevi and Hattie Tim were at Lou Fuse, and somebody was at Gallagher, and somebody was at JV, everywhere. And so Sean Walsh is a great coach. Like he coached Anna all growing up until, of course, she got to high school. So he wanted to coach Ella, but he pulled all these 026 girls. So Trevi's whole team are all Summit 026 girls.
Yeah, I saw that. Wow, yeah.
So
I was surprised. I'm like, wow, they really.
And they're all going to Summit. It's not like one's going to Narragansett and one's like they're all.
I was like, wow, they all. I was surprised to me at first, and then I kind of saw their name, Ajax 026. I'm like, okay, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, so we're playing Ajax because like we get practice fields, and we get like it provides the club necessities that we need. And if we would have played through the 026, like you don't get as much options like with practice fields and stuff, because
Yeah.
like the fields here are always taken, right?
Yeah.
So we're playing through IX just to have club stuff. But it's an all 026 team, so we have 14 eighth graders and 4 Summit high schoolers. So there's 4 freshmen. So it's an 017, but it's predominantly eighth graders with 4 freshmen.
Like now 8th graders? Or now?
Now eighth graders and 4 freshmen.
Oh wow, I thought it was more fresh. Huh. I must have gotten the names correct.
Yeah.
So I know some Trevi, Lindsay, who are the other 2?
So Lindsay's a freshman. Lindsay Bowles is
I'm
a
friends with her. I'm
freshman.
good friends with her.
Lucy Gellner is a
Okay.
freshman. Ellery Selmeyer
Yeah.
and Olivia Jordan.
Okay. Wait, so Trevi's an 8th grade?
Trevi's an eighth grader.
Oh, I thought she was coming up. Okay. Oh, okay.
So Trevi's an eighth grader with like Addie Tim, Maria Domian.
Oh, okay. I
like-
thought they were all like one more above and they would be freshmen by now.
No,
but-
so they're all eighth graders.
Okay.
With then the 4
Next year.
freshmen. Yeah. So, for Trevi's class, like Maria is an eighth grader and Trevi's an eighth grader, but Maria's an 07 and Trevi's an 08. So Trevi's playing up so that they can be on this O's because Ella Walsh is an 07. So her dad, to coach Ella, had to have an 017. And so there's a couple girls like Trev that are late birthdays, so they're 08s, but they're playing on this 017. But it's predominantly eighth graders with the 4 freshmen, but they're all gonna be at Summit. So it's kind of fun that they're all playing together.
Yeah, that's good.
Getting an early start,
Yeah, and it's gonna be good for when they want to go into Summit actual Summit team.
Yeah,
Well,
they'll have
already-
some experience
and they'll be together. So
Yeah. So it's fun. And last year was our first year together. So brand new team, players that have played select, but all different levels. Like there were maybe 1 or 2, probably just maybe 1 premier. There were several, like 3 or 4 or 5 maybe championship level players, and then like the rest all over. Division 1, Division 2, they were all over. But they had all played select. So this is our second year. We played Division 1 last year, and they're playing they're playing championship this year.
that's good.
We've won like 2 tournaments. So for having formed during COVID and had to practice during COVID, and we've only played 2 seasons during COVID, I think they're doing pretty good. Yeah, it's fun. So that's it, my friend.
Right.
So we're still doing good. We're at 27 minutes. It hasn't dropped me. I don't know what happened with the football game.
My mom called it.
Say it again.
I'm gonna go out and give my mom a call.
Yep.